Hello guys and welcome to beingDev. In this video we'll look into character sets, alternation and boundaries in regular expression. So let's begin with character sets. What character sets do is it lets you match either these particular characters out of a string or a range of characters, and similarly negation for the same. So let's see. So in this example, if I say use this character set, so this square brackets that you see are called character sets, and inside that if you type particular characters, let's say dst, and then these characters will be matched individually. So first one to match will be d and it will return d. If you want all of them to be returned, use global. And similarly, if let's say r is occurring twice, so that will also return in global twice. And you can use range as well. For example, I'm using a to d, so a to d all the characters has been returned. And with the caret sign you can just invert the match, so now it will match everything except characters from a to d. What happened? Oh, so that has to come inside. Okay, so it has matched even space as well, because that is not between a to d. So everything except a to d. Just be careful while using this hyphen, because in case you use hyphen at the beginning or end of the character set, so that will be taken as a literal hyphen. So for example, you use hyphen over here, so in this case it will match a literal hyphen inside the string. So for range you need to use hyphen between two characters, or maybe numbers. Don't have a number over here. Moving on to alternation, it actually lets you give a kind of or statement in a regular expression. So for example, I'm using the same thing and I'm mentioning or over here and then saying d to g. So it has matched everything between d to g or anything between 0 to 9. So or thing is there, so anything between this and this are matched. And in case you use this without the g flag, so the first match will return. Moving on to boundaries. So let's say we have the same string. Let's begin with the string boundary. In this case, caret will denote the beginning of the string. For example, this will match d, and if I say use caret, so it will not match anything, because characters from d to g are not at the beginning of the string. If I use r as well, so this will match r and d to g, so that will return r. So this will denote the beginning of the string. And in case I have a new line and then I'm having something, okay, I need to use global flag to match everything. So in this case we need to use multiline as well. So this matches both the r's in the first line and in the second line. Be careful, because if you give a space after the n, so then the second r will not be matched, because the second string is starting with space. And similar is the case with dollar sign. So dollar sign matches the end of the string. Let's see an example for the same. So in this case, dollar has to be placed at the end of the regular expression, and I have this string and I'm matching f in this case, so that will return me both the f's in the first line and in the second line. So just remember that caret has to be in the beginning and dollar in the end. Moving on to the word boundaries. So in this case, rst does have a word boundary, or in simple words, t does have a word boundary, w does have a word boundary, but o doesn't, because these w and d are at the boundaries of a word. So if I do this dot match and then I say it begins with the word boundary and I'm searching first, it will give me first. In case I remove f, so that is not beginning with the word boundary, so that will return nothing. I can use capital B to denote non-word boundary, okay, and for first it will fail because that is with a word boundary. So in case I have something like this, so this will return first, because first is at the end of the word, So in short terms, it has a word boundary at the end. And similarly, if you want this to be a proper word, okay, by proper word what I mean is if you're using slash b at the starting as well, so you are saying it starts and ends with the word boundary, so first should be a complete word. So in this case this will match, and the capital B will do the vice versa thing. Let's see an example for non-word boundary. So in this case what we'll do is we'll match first only with non-word boundary. So we are saying first it does not have a word boundary at the beginning and at the end. Okay, this will match first. In these cases just be a little careful, because sometimes you might expect that hyphen will be considered into the word, but between this T and hyphen it considers a word boundary. Even I am not sure with all the cases that will exist over here. I guess dot will also be the same. Yes, that's all for today guys. Thanks for watching.